How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's video, we're going to be reviewing this 2026 Honda Passport, and it's not going to be your typical review. We're going to be talking about some of the maintenance items you can expect over the course of the vehicle, of you owning this vehicle, and some things I foresee potentially being an issue. We're going to talk about the powertrain. We're going to talk about the good and the bad that I like that Honda did here. So if you're interested, or you plan on purchasing one of these vehicles, or maybe you already own one, make sure you stick around for the rest of the video. So under the hood, we have a 3.5 liter non-VTEC quad VCM. So that has 4 camshafts and quad VCM on this engine. This engine was introduced in the Honda Pilot in 2023, and we have Honda's trusted 10-speed transmission. Now, this is a great combination. Like I said, we're going to be talking about maintenance items. So we'll go ahead and get started with an oil change. So you're going to have to do an oil change about every 3,000 miles or so, and that's going to run you about $90 at your dealership. These prices are what we are seeing here at my dealership at the time of the recording of this video. So obviously, a lot of this maintenance stuff you can do on your own, but if you expect to have your vehicle serviced at a dealer, this is what this stuff is going to cost you. So oil change, $90 every 3,000 miles or so. Both engine and cabin filter are going to run you about $80 or so, and you're going to want to replace those every year or 15,000 miles. The engine air filter is right under here. You have 3 screws here. Take these out, pull this up, replace the filter, very easy. The cabin filter is behind the glove box like every other Honda at this point. So issues under the hood, I don't foresee many. Now, initially we had some issues here with some oil leaks on a couple of them. Ever since, they have been relatively reliable. We haven't seen too many issues. Now, speaking of the timing belt, this is, like I said, a quad cam engine and does require a special tool to get the camshafts aligned and held in place. Now, this is going to cost you every 100 to 105,000 miles or so, or every 7 years, about $2,500. Again, this is at the time of recording of this video. A couple years down the road, that is obviously going to cost you more due to the cost of labor going up, most likely. So transmission service is going to run you $399, and you're going to want to do that every 30,000 miles or so. The brake fluid, which is right over here, it's going to cost you about $220 every 2 to 3 years, or every 30,000 miles for that. Your coolant, which your radiator is tucked up under here, that is your cap. We are talking $239 or so every 45 to 60,000 miles for that. Your spark plugs, last but not least, will be about $600 every 90 to 100,000 miles as well, and they are underneath these covers here. You'll have to remove this air box. So again, you could do some of this work yourself, but most people will not want to do that, and either will do it at a dealer or a private shop, which obviously will cost you a little bit less. So underneath the vehicle here, we have a transfer case, which is covered by this shield here, and that you're going to want to do every 30,000 miles or so, and it's going to run you $219. So this is your rear differential, and again, every 30,000 miles or so, although the first one should come right about 7,500 miles to get some of that debris in there from the braking procedure, and that's going to run you again about $220. Okay, so now we are inside the vehicle here, and everything here works, is functional. I like everything. I think everything is going to hold up over time, with the exception of this area here. And now I mentioned this basically on all my videos, and funny enough, we had one come in just a couple days on a 2024 Pilot with some transmission codes, and ended up being that this reverse button here was sticking and causing that code. Now, what happens is people put their drinks over here, and obviously things spill. Now, crumbs, drinks, things of that nature going to go over here and damage these switches here. Now, these are not going to be covered by Honda. A better place for this would have been maybe up a little bit more, and these switches over here could have been located over here. As you can see, it is pretty empty and would have been a lot better place than over here. Now, again, these are not going to be covered if there's liquid damage or some food or debris in there, something Honda should have addressed, and they didn't. But other than that, everything here should be relatively good and reliable. All right, guys, so one last thing I want to point out here as I wrap up this video. Now, behind this cover here is a radar. So what happens is these get damaged very easily during accidents. As we can see, it's placed right in the middle of the bumper here. And what people do, instead of getting them from a Honda dealer because they are very expensive, they figure it's cheaper and easier to just go take somebody else's. So there are brackets for the current generation Hondas. So this will probably have to be the same thing here. We're gonna have to add something to keep these in here. This is kind of sturdy, but I wish Honda did figure something else out or figure out how to protect them a little bit better. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. Again, just some maintenance items you're going to have to consider for the vehicle. Maintenance is part of every vehicle, but I want you guys to be as aware as possible when purchasing some of these vehicles. Now, a lot of these cars don't have timing belts already. A lot of manufacturers have moved to timing chains, but Honda does still have a timing belt. So that is the biggest difference between this one and some of its competitors. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.